I will request my worthy colleague, Professor Dr. Rukhsana Iftikhar, Department of History and Pakistan Studies, to give her presentation. The topic of her presentation is China's international relations and CPEC. Professor Dr. Rukhsana Iftikhar.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, my dear colleague, professor, and my dear student. It's a bit late, but obviously I have chosen a topic about CPEC and cultural relation between China and Pakistan. Before I start, I just want to say thanks to Professor Mehboob Hussain and Colonel Taimur Akram Saab for giving me an opportunity to just say something about why I have chosen this. Reason is this, that I am not a political scientist, I'm a historian, and culture is the study in which I feel comfortable, always feel comfortable for this. I will give you a brief idea that CPEC is considered the flagship project for BRI. China cultural diplomacy provide a right opportunity to investigate the link between Pakistan and China. China has been promoting its cultural influences, especially in the field of cultural diplomacy from science and technology since 1960. Growing up in 1980s and 1990s, when Pakistan television used to be the only TV channel in Pakistan, especially broadcasting different kind of program between Pakistan and China, especially the different aspect, the cultural aspect. And CPEC, in the CPEC, China and Pakistan now are exploring different cultural views, like in arts, science, media, especially in the perspective of CPEC. This research will analyze the contribution of both countries, and I believe as a historian that we should always see some chronological order from the past and learn from it and set some goal for the future. So CPEC in the end some workable plans to enhance this relationship more to share future for the better mankind, as we people are talking about better mankind, not only for South Asia, but for better mankind for all humanity. So the China and Pakistan economic corridor, frequently stated through the abbreviation of CPEC, is a group of plans presently still in the phases of construction which have accumulated budget. I am not saying that this is the exact budget, I am just saying this is the random budget which we people are getting from like different kinds of newspapers and research. So they are developing or building infrastructures of Pakistan in addition to deepen and broaden the economic relation among the People's Republic of China and Pakistan. The passages reflect to be an addition. China determined single route enterprise and significance to China-Pakistan economic corridor is revealed by its addition as the portion of China's 13th five-year growth plan. Under the sponsorship of this cooperation, the infrastructure project will span across the corners of Pakistan and will ultimately connect to China northwestern independent area of Xinjiang to the city of Gwadar in Pakistan through a massive link of railways and highways. So what we people have exchanged, especially in the socio-cultural lines. So the purpose of cultural relation is not necessarily to seek one-sided advantage, because I believe when we people interact, we always consume culture, we always observe culture. So the most effective purpose of the project is to achieve understanding, to cooperation between two societies for their mutual benefit. In material culture, China and Pakistan are exchanging products, food commodities, and resources with each other. In non-material culture involve language, dresses, and living patterns of the both of society. Because as you know, many of the people and many of the scholars, professors, they talk about many exchange. This proves that economic development also gives strength to the social ties and bonds between the two nations, and their friendship become flourishing. Pakistan participation in the different Chinese cultural activities. Pakistan has also actively participated in different cultural activities. Jamal Shah, I really like him, that's why I include his name. Known actor and director of Pakistan National Council of Arts, PNCA, came with their delegation and participated in the Xi cultural festival, given numerous performances which reflected this rich culture. You have seen a slide of this. So establishment of educational institution, because as an academic person, obviously I normally see or observe the establishment of educational institution by Chinese government in Pakistan. A Pak-China Friendship Center was inaugurated in Islamabad during the former Chinese Premier Wen Jiabao visit in December 2010. There are 4 Pakistan study centers and 8,000 Pakistani, approximately again, Pakistani students studying various disciplines in China. In September 2011, the provincial government of Sindh overzealously announced starting teaching of Chinese language as a compulsory subject from 6th grade to onward from 2013. I'm not discussing either it is imposed or not. I'm just giving you the idea of the implementation. So Provincial Education Department of Sindh government allocated 625 million for Chinese language teaching from 2012 to onward. Pakistan and China signed a memorandum of understanding for establishing a permanent campus of Pakistan-China University of Engineering, Science and Technology in 2008. Establishment of educational institution, I will give you the idea from, like this is the study which I have got, again from internet, I'm not sure that, but I have the idea, few of the institution which I personally know that they are contributing. Chinese universities and 10 Pakistani University Institute held a meeting in Islamabad to discuss the academic collaboration between the two countries and jointly launched the CPEC consortium of the university. You can see the Chinese partner and you can see the Pakistani partners in this slide. Now I will talk about the exchange program. Pakistan and China have a very loose strategic and political relationship. But I'm not using this loose as a negative because we believe, we both partners believe on the especially cooperation and trust to each other. Pakistan and China economic corridor is one of them, so it is mandatory to make relation better among people via provide some platform to exchange their experience. This leads to the implementation of various mini projects so the economy can improve. As youth is the strength of every nation, the youngster of both countries should come forward and take part and will open ways for their upcoming generation. Pakistan-China relation is the model of friendly exchange and cooperation, as Professor Iram Khalid was identifying in her speech. An establishment of Chinese Cultural Center is welcomed by Pakistan as announced by China in order to promote friendly exchange. The two sides will also actively encourage the support their publishing organization to participate in each other book fairs and to translate and circulate high quality publication for each other. China and Pakistan should continue to send 100 members of youth groups to visit each other country and encourage more contact and exchange between young Chinese and young Pakistanis. In the next 5 years, China will provide 2,000 training opportunities for Pakistan and training 100 Chinese language teachers for Pakistan. China-Pakistan Economic Corridor to launch a project like CCTV, English News Channel, and International Documentary Channel, the establishment of FM 98 Pakistan-China, Friendship Radio, a studio by the Chinese Radio International and Pakistan-China small size hydropower technology national joint research center in Pakistan. Pakistan-China people-to-people contact. As we people are believing here, the audience, me, professors, everyone is talking about people-to-people contact. How it is possible. In opening new channels to increase interaction with China, CPEC has portrayed a very by several Pakistani analysts as one-step solution for all Pakistani illness, but I don't believe it because we have to work hard for it. This is not the one-step solution that one party has to cooperate and another party, she doesn't has to cooperate. Cultural activities have received a substantial boost under CPEC with the resident getting better opportunities to showcase their talent to an international audience. The way in which government of Pakistan and China have attempted to close the gap between the two diverse cultures is important to examine. Recently, the CPEC Cultural Caravans announced its 2-week-long activity to promote and explore the diversity within Pakistan. Professor Syed Qamar Abbas is there. He always talk about unity in diversity. So here I just lend this word or borrow this word from my teacher. Cultural diversity, especially at the China-Gilgit-Baltistan border. With great artistic interaction, the mega cultural showcasing was meant to help the two populations appreciated in the similarities and unique differences in the culture of both countries. Pakistan-China people-to-people contact, according to the report, anthropologists and the writers were also invited from the journey to write about their individual experience about especially the caravans, to document the cultural and creative industry along with the Silk Route. You know, Silk Route was the base from where both the countries have started their journey. Musical concert and cultural dance performances were also planned and organized. The main idea of the project was to encourage cultural exchange and discourse not only between but both also within the two countries and to promote the historical Silk Route. Language barrier. Now I will just give out some of the problem of this CPEC agenda because Pakistan and China, we were doing from all these things and all this cooperation from 1960s. But definitely now we people are channelizing all these things, cultural exchange, cultural activities through the channel of CPEC. So there are some hurdles which we people have to remove because as a historian, as a researcher, as a student of history, we must identify those things which are creating hurdles from this problem. The chief stumbling block is intensifying Pakistan-China cultural interaction is the language barrier. Presently, both countries are taking joint measures to set up study centers, Confucius centers, teach Urdu and Chinese to their respective population. Chinese study center have been set up in Punjab University, Government College Lahore, ComSet in Islamabad and in Peshawar University. Students are, or the people are getting interest, but this interest is not matching with our interest, especially the idea of CPEC. So according to Ms. Barishi, the Chinese language instructor, Islamabad-based National University of Modern Language, NAML, in the past few years, mainly after the announcement of CPEC project in 2015, there has been an unprecedented surge in the number of students wanting to learn China. But still, we are not meeting, obviously, the survey which has given by the various reports in Pakistan. So there are many Confucius Center, Government of Pakistan or Government of China, they both have focused on their students' population as mean to promote cultural exchange. Increased demands for the learning Chinese has resulted in several Confucius institutions opening in different parts of countries. Presently, there are 4 operational institutes located in Islamabad, Faisalabad, Lahore, and Karachi. Another institute is also under construction in Gilgit. CPEC, so now I will talk about, and I will not take too much time. I know you people have listened many presentations. The CPEC agreement is in current form is rooted in secrecy. Owing the lack of transparency around the project, there are many suspicions that the agreement may not be squarely in the favor of China. From the cultural perspective, there are 2 major concerns. Firstly, the expansion of Chinese language may threaten Urdu dominance, the region. Second, the influence of Chinese norms and values on Pakistan social structure may have some influences in the existing system. Some observers are worried about after English, China may be added an even bigger threat to Urdu status and the prominence in Pakistan. As you know, as a student of history, I have to study it. China and Pakistan have strikingly different cultural norms and practices. The possible impact of Chinese values and belief in Pakistan's social fabric is a matter of concern. For many Pakistan, it is yet to determine that how it will work. With the revival of ancient Silk Route, CPEC, both societies will have cultural influence on the mutual basis. The hopes are still high about the cultural exchange. There is a problem because I am working with the Chinese for the last 5 years and there are many Chinese students who are there. Security issues in Pakistan are creating problem for the continuation of cultural exchange between Pakistan and China. And being the partner of this CPEC, we have to address all these security issues in Pakistan. In the end, I will recommend what to do. Since it was formally launched in 2015, both Pakistan and China are working to eliminate at least minimize the hurdle to remain Pakistan-China economic corridor. In order to prosper and reach its potential fully, China, Pakistan must, along with offering economic support, invest in strengthening cultural ties and increasing people-to-people interaction over time. For Chinese cooperation, investing in Pakistan and understanding of local culture and norm is significant. Dealing with the slow and limited nature of China-Pakistan peoples-to-people interaction is significant for Pakistan to truly benefit from CPEC. The government of China and Pakistan have initiated several important measures to increase awareness in their respective population regarding the difference in culture, social life, business environment across China and Pakistan. Because I truly believe that the people who are sitting in this room, they know CPEC. They have the idea of the impacts of CPEC. But literally, if you talk about the common people, common men, common women, they don't have the idea. So we must address the population, because people were talking about the normal population. Whether it is with enhancing official visit, investing the tourism industry, or attempting to the close gap by addressing the language barrier, government of both countries are invested in making cultural cooperation, and it is the important part of this project. Thank you very much for bearing with me.